I'd like to start off with, this is going to be a little bit different. The cards we got have 3 prompts, basically, and you'll choose one of them. And you'll choose freely any point in time after the third age, or even a flashback if you prefer that, and make up something that connects to that prompt. And we will not do scenes. Everybody's off the hook. You just narrate a little epilogue. Just talking for a little while. So kind of wrapping up the way you think it would have ended.
So just 5 monologues, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
And they don't have to be kind of, if somebody starts 10 years after the fact and the next one wants to do 2 hours after, or that's fine. So it doesn't have to be chronological or anything. Right. And that's basically it. So we still get a prompt for the whole thing, which is called The Last Moments or The Aftermath. And a little text, which is locked up, dead, or scattered. Our days in this town are over. Is there any trace of us left? So that's the part we have in common. So I'm actually thinking, should I start? Maybe.
If you want to, you can start.
Just to make sure that I understood. Basically, the community is gone, and we just have to do a small discussion or presentation of what happens next.
Last time.
So yeah, I was saying that the discussion is about what happens next or what happens during the fall.
It basically can be everything. It can be about what happens next to your character or what happens with the whole community.
Okay. So there's 3 variables that I can see. One is, when is the monologue that you're delivering actually occurring? So maybe you're a scholar 100 years later or something, but when? Okay. So then, and that can go all the way back, like into the end of the Third Age, like what we already played. So anytime. So that's one thing, is when. The other thing is, is it with our character and specifically about our character or not? Because it can be, but it doesn't have to be. And then third, if I don't know, I swear I had 3 variables. I swear I had 3, but I guess it depends on the prompts after that. I mean, my third variable, I guess, comes out of the 3 possible prompts, but you look at your prompts and decide which one you want, and that'll set a bunch of other things.
Can we have... Sorry. Can we have additional characters in the monologue?
Yeah, in other words, your character...
Can we interact with other characters? Not especially players, but...
Yeah. I don't think you're constrained about outsiders and insiders anymore.
No.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be a monologue. It's not like a monologue in a theatrical sense.
Right. It's not a character's monologue. I was talking about us personally.
No, it is basically it is your monologue, but you can choose to speak as your character.
Or about them, or not about them at all.
Or about your character, tell people what happened to them.
Okay.
So, and given the fact that I'm getting tired, I'm not even sure I'll do it right. I just do it my way.
I think it's a good way if you start, and we can see how you have interpreted this. I
Yeah,
have a
but that
couple of
doesn't
ideas
mean.
also.
That's why I'm a little
Go
bit.
ahead, Helma.
Yeah,
Trust
but,
us.
go
We'll
ahead.
either do it
I'm
different
Yes,
or we'll do it the same.
yes,
What could be
please.
wrong? Right.
I'm not setting an example here.
But you will probably inspire us. So go ahead. So
Thanks for the vote of confidence. Okay. So the prompt I've chosen for my card is as the walls come crumbling down. And I imagine the theme to be shortly after that heist. Maybe a week or something. And I think what I like to, or what I imagine is Margaret at the cemetery at Nicolaus' grave, basically talking to him. So what happened that evening when the heist were is that after that things fell apart. She herself never went home again. She vanished, basically, because what she was sensing there during that night was that this is the end. Now we went too far. This is going to go really, really bad. We're done it. But she got her share of the money, and she used it to prepare for future. And that's what she tells him. And then she tells him she's going to erase everything from her mind, and she's going to leave for and never come back. Which she will do, because she has a ticket for a boat. She's going to try. She's hoping she has a future left. Next.
Beautiful.
Well,
yeah, I thought of. I was like listening to you and then being inspired, and just before you said both, I was thinking maybe Sir Silent is going on a boat, and then you said on a ticket on a boat. so probably because
You
you
telepathically delivered that message, so yeah.
I wasn't aiming for telepathically, but more or less we have been like creating these collective stories for long now, so we are kind of in the same boat.
I can show you what inspired me if you want to.
Sure.
I found it a long time ago when I was looking for pictures. Basically, it's a whole quarter. It was built later than what we would imagine our time, but not much. It's kind of boarding houses for immigrants, because Hamburg attracted people from all over the world. And I think it was you, Ron, who somewhere wrote you were thinking of Hamburg.
I was, yeah.
And this kind of was like, yeah, she has nothing left. No reason at all. So she probably, even though she's relatively old, would try to to really break up again.
Who's next?
I can go. So, Jacob, I think we are really close after one of the disastrous job that's basically killing the community. I don't know if you remember last time we ended up with a big job that actually worked, but the
Yeah.
next one, it did not.
Right.
And it's kind of falling apart, but not really clearly. And I think Jacob is still in the back trying to manage his people, his miracles, trying to save the job. And we have people running everywhere. He's trying to direct them. He's trying to get them doing what he needs them to do. And at one point, he's looking at this guy and he's telling me, "Come on, do that. I mean, my friend, do what you're told." And the guy is just looking at him and stab him. And that's how it ends.
That's what happens to old revolutionaries, right? Yeah.
It's what happened when you believe that you can trust people,
right,
and use them or use this trust to make them do what you need them to do. And then you start to have some people that don't really that don't really feel obligated to do or follow this rule, basically. And more you have more people that are not following it, and you still believe them, and in the end you have
so you became totally disconnected, basically. Yeah. What prompts did you use?
I used a grave misunderstanding.
Beautiful.
I think it works well with how Jacob has been going over the last few sessions, and from one area to another one.
I think his whole story makes a lot more sense now than it did in the middle. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's Jacob is dead.